DFA Online. News and events from different Philippine embassies and consulates around the world. DFA Online. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Good day, I am Win Peñano with today's DFA Online. The Philippines and the European Union or EU have agreed to launch a formal dialogue to strengthen cooperation in defense and security, focusing on modern threats like cyber attacks, disinformation, and foreign interference. Foreign Affairs Secretary Enrique Manalo and EU High Representative for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy Caja Callas made the announcement after a meeting in Makati City on Monday. Manalo said the new mechanism will serve as a regular platform for deeper discussion on security matters. He emphasized that as like-minded partners committed to a rules-based international order, both sides aim to remain proactive and united in tackling threats that cross national borders. Callas, for her part, said the dialogue will enable the exchange of expertise and the exploration of possible joint initiatives. She said their work will be comprehensive, covering areas such as maritime security, cybersecurity, counterterrorism, crisis response, and combating information manipulation. She also noted that this development marks another milestone in the EU-Philippine relationship, which she described as being on a positive trajectory. While no date has been announced for the first meeting, the dialogue falls under the broader partnership and cooperation agreement between the two sides. Over the weekend, the Philippines reaffirmed its defense ties with key European partners during high-level bilateral meetings on the sidelines of the 22nd Shangri-La Dialogue in Singapore. Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro held talks with defense officials from the EU, France, and the United Kingdom, Sweden, and Lithuania. According to the Department of National Defense, the meetings focus on enhancing collaboration in maritime security, cybersecurity, capability building, and defense industry development. France pledged to deepen its strategic engagement in the Indo-Pacific and expressed intent to move forward with joint military activities and a status of visiting forces agreement. The UK highlighted plans for upcoming naval deployments and more defense education exchanges with the Philippines. Sweden explored opportunities for joint military training and ship visits, with both nations stressing the importance of countering disinformation and ensuring secure sea lines of communication. Lithuania and the Philippines discussed recent engagement in cyber defense and a shared interest in defense technology collaboration, underscoring cooperation among smaller, like-minded nations. These efforts, officials say, reflect the Philippines' broader goal of reinforcing defense partnerships that promote peace, security, and sovereignty across the Indo-Pacific and beyond.
DFA Online. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
In related news, the Philippines and the European Union are moving closer to finalizing a free trade agreement as both sides express strong commitment to advancing negotiations. Speaking at a joint press conference in Makati City on Monday, Foreign Affairs Secretary Enrique Manalo said the Philippines is eager to deepen economic ties with the EU and looks forward to concluding a comprehensive, balanced, and modern agreement. He said both parties are firmly committed to the process and called for continued support from EU member states to wrap up the deal as soon as possible. Negotiations have already gone through two rounds, one in October last year and another in February. The next round is scheduled for the third week of June in Brussels. The EU has signaled its interest in fast-tracking the agreement, particularly amid growing global trade uncertainties fueled by shifting tariff policies from major economies like the United States. Trade between the EU and the Philippines has remained strong. According to the European Statistical Office, total bilateral trade rose by 3.8% in 2024, reaching 16.8 billion euros. EU imports from the Philippines hit 9.1 billion euros, while exports to the Philippines rose 7.7 billion euros. At least 2.2 billion euros of Philippine exports benefited from the EU's Generalized Scheme of Preferences Plus, or GSP Plus, which allows zero tariffs on nearly 7,000 product lines. That pushed the Philippines' GSP Plus utilization to a record 80% this year. Electronics remain the country's top export to the EU, valued at 6.3 billion euros in 2024. With trade continuing to grow and both sides pushing for progress, hopes are high for a breakthrough in the upcoming FTA talks in Brussels.
DFA Online. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
And that wraps up today's edition of DFA Online. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, I am Win Peñano. Good day.
DFA Online. News and events from different Philippine embassies and consulates around the world. DFA Online. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.